because we finally found the place.
Hi guys, I'm Bree.
And I'm Ninja, and this is Bree Ninja Network, episode 34, 44, 43.
40? What?
It's an episode.
It's been a while, clearly.
It has been a while.
A lot has been going on.
A lot's been going on.
Some very, very good,
And some stuff that's
positive
not
things.
so great.
Life hits you.
Oh yeah. If you look at the location, we finally found a
new spot.
abode, but we'll get into that in a different video.
Very excited for that video.
We want to start off by shouting out and dedicating. We lost a friend, and he was a very avid supporter of our channel, our friendship, our college career. Lyndon Alexander, he passed away on 420 of all days. And it was pretty tough because they say he comes to like all our Christmas parties, and he was a part of our undergrad. Like, too much to go into, but we went to his funeral recently. It was a beautiful service. Over 1,000 people attended because he touched a lot of people. He went to undergrad with us at UGA, went to law school at George Washington, where Bree is actually getting her master's degree. And
It's very successful, very
yeah, recently was he actually started his starting his new job up there. But yeah,
very inspirational person. Gone
Oh, yeah.
very too soon. So couldn't start off the video without dedication.
shout him out, yeah, because he was very, like I said, shared all the video, liked him. He was our guy.
Very supportive person.
And shout out to everyone who loved and supported him. Like I said, it was thousands of us, at the funeral, and people who support him. Hold it together here his legacy for sure. Now into the better things. So in the time, I guess, after
I guess today we're gonna start NBA, Avengers, and then Game of Thrones.
and then Game of Thrones decided they wanted to turn up after
it's
all
Sunday.
these 2 episodes of just nothing.
So we'll get to like more exciting than most exciting.
Most
Starting with NBA.
Starting with the NBA, let's just say off rip, a lot of me and Bree's predictions for that first round were off. Started with OKC, got swept.
They won one, didn't they?
Okay, they won one. Or did they get... No, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Hey, they didn't win.
Damian Lillard got his revenge on Russell Westbrook, and
he's shooting 35 footers like so far.
which I have to throw respect to him because I didn't know that that's what he normally shoots throughout the season.
As we spoken, or as that documentary you brought up about Steph breaking the NBA, everyone's required to shoot from that range at this point. I don't understand when Paul George is saying it's a bad shot. I'm like, dude, yeah, it's technically a bad shot.
But
However,
I don't blame Paul George for
it's
the
a
loss.
shot that everyone can take now.
But it's also a shot that you wouldn't expect that he make either. Like, if that's the shot you want to take to try to advance your season, I'm going to allow you to take that shot. I'm not going to foul you. I'm going to keep my space. Because 9 times out of 10, I don't expect you to make it.
I heard
if he
Paul
came
saying
within the
it.
ring, if he came within the 3-point line, then yes, Paul needed to contest it more. But
I heard him say it, but Paul can hit that shot. That means that I feel like any elite point or shooting guard in the NBA, 1 time out of 3, which is 30%, which is usually the range out there, can hit that shot. 1 out of 3 times. So
in a clutch moment like that, like buzzer beater at the very end.
Is
of a
Damian
playoff
Lillard?
game,
Hey, I had him
Not
on my
everyone
fantasy
can hit
team.
that shot.
He literally got me 50 fantasy points a night.
If I was
he does his
OKC,
job.
I would not be upset about that loss. You have to give Damian Lillard his respect. And
You're right. They didn't
move
sweep
on.
him. I think it was a
No,
game
it was a
6.
good series, yeah.
Or game.
They had one of the better series. One blowout series that we thought would be the best series was Boston
and
and
Indiana.
I don't know what Boston gets into when they get into playoff mode, but
and also we forgot that Oladipo was actually
Yeah.
Oladipo. He was injured, so they weren't able to get
still
their,
give Boston their respect.
Yeah,
though.
Boston. They putting it together now with Philly. So
Bucks.
Those are
Bucks.
the Bucks.
Everyone thought that, oh my gosh, it's gonna be like 2018 again with Boston. They blew out the Bucks in the very first game of the second round, but now the Bucks are up 2-1.
So let's see who else. Let's see, first round. So the Nuggets advanced out the first round.
They were the only ones who went to Game 7.
Yeah, the Spurs almost pulled an upset, but hey, that's I think we said in our prediction that we didn't know that which way that was. Even though the Nuggets were the number 1 seed, number 2,
Spurs
are just the Spurs. Like yo, once they're in the playoffs,
Pop is Pop.
Yeah,
Pop knows how to read a team and make his team adjust.
They went to Game 7. Who else? It was 2 other.
It was just them.
It was just them. But what another series went to Game 7. The Warriors went longer than they should have, but.
Oh, and Rockets finished before them, and I'm like, these dudes are waiting for y'all, and y'all sitting here playing around.
If it weren't for the fact we just watched Game 3 last night, I would say it was a worry, but the Warriors had them up 2-0 in the week before last night, so it's not affecting them too much.
I knew they weren't going to sweep the Rockets, but
I mean, it looked like it. Even last night,
they didn't have to lose last night either.
That's what I'm saying. It looks like this gonna put the series away as well. They're probably gonna go to the next round. Sorry.
Depends on who wins Game 3.
Let's see.
You want to shout out your boy KD getting like 40-something points last night?
I mean,
he's been doing that.
He's been doing that. I mean, ever since what Steph? Because Steph was injured in the reason the first series went so long is because Steph and Clay were injured, so it was all KD, and he was scoring about 40 points a night. He's been scoring about 40 points a night. Period.
Clay didn't have a good Game 3.
Like if you were looking at the game last night, they were all dishing the ball to KD like, "Yo, bro, you score."
KD ran point, basically.
Pretty much. Hey, bro, you score. You got it.
Steph Curry off to the side doing nothing at all. Missing elementary school
open layups. G, like
multiple times.
Yeah, like I mean, let's chill out. Steph has done this before.
Game 4 he's gonna come back and score like 40
when they
points.
lost to the Cavs. Steph was doing the same exact mess, just doing all the crazy layups. So when he's hot, he's hot. When he's not,
he's not.
That's just any player though, and for the most part,
it makes me mad. But anyways, we still predict Golden State will pull it off against.
Yeah, they're gonna. I don't think. I'm saying right now, round 2 games. Not even Game 6. Game 6. Yeah, Game 6 Warriors.
Game 5.
I'll give the Rockets. Exactly. I want to say because even last night was like the Rockets were up and the Warriors came back and took it overtime.
Rockets won because the Warriors were
messing up
because Steph and Clay were off.
Like because Iguodala he was injured and he brought the game back with like 3 threes.
2 back-to-back threes, like in clutch moments before the game ended.
Let's see. Who else do you think?
Portland and Denver will go to Game 7.
It's only because I guess Denver is trying to pull it
Game
together.
6.
And because Portland showed with their series with OKC, that means Dame. I thought that it would be difficult for Dame to hold together, but I didn't know I forgot they got Cantor recently, so he got some help. Cantor,
he got injured.
He did get injured.
Yeah.
But
they broke history or made history the other night with 4 overtimes. First time that's happened in playoffs since 1953.
Oh my god.
But Nikola elbowed Cantor
in
his shoulder. And everyone thinks it was malicious, but if you look at the video, it really was. He was boxing out. He's a big man who's boxing out on a free throw line.
So I didn't know he got. Well, he was.
He'll play.
He was Dame's big man. I guess assist since
he's just trying to be like James Harden and draw attention to it.
But Cantor's been very helpful. I thought Dame was doing it by himself. But
it's a good matchup.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's see.
A good matchup.
The Bucks.
We're talking about Bucks in Boston, so it's Philly and the Raptors are last. Philly's up 2-1 right now. Kawhi Leonard is being Kawhi Leonard, but Kyle Lowry actually admitted that there's nothing he can do to help Kawhi Leonard, basically, or Kawhi Leonard. I think the Raptors are the better team. I think Philly's immature, but I see Philly coming out on top. But you like Kawhi.
It's not that I like Kawhi. Kawhi has respect. I mean, he got MVP out of all the elite players you name it. He got MVP. He's elite and he has a championship.
I think he realizes though, even if they don't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, I think he realizes that he does have somewhere. Toronto is somewhere that he can build. I think before he was he just didn't want to be there. and didn't really try. But now,
well, it was in the midst of stuff, and I don't know. Cause what the rumors with him leaving the Spurs is eventually like Kawhi wanted to actually have a team. Like
he wanted to go to LA.
They said he was the face of the Spurs during the time he was there, but he had so many other faces before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With Tim and then Tony and then Mon. Like how's he the face behind all these other faces of the team?
He was supposed to be the future.
Yeah, but they weren't. The thing about the Spurs is when did these dudes retire? Like think about it.
Recently.
Exactly. Tim just retired. Tony's still playing. Manu, I think,
just retired. That's like he in my mind or in his mind, he was like, dude, am I ever like I'm not waiting 5 more years after these old dudes. He wanted to go to the Lakers, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
That didn't happen because LeBron is like once LeBron went there, he was like, you can't be the face LeBron when LeBron's there. You can't be the face of anything. Look what's going on now. Speaking of my team falling apart, Magic done left. I don't know. We did talk about Magic leaving. On top of Magic leaving, now we got Tyronn Lue because partially confirmed as the coach because I think we did talk about this in the last video as well. Now they're confirming him for the most part because Monty Williams took a job. You know what?
They only interviewed 2 coaches for the job. They haven't heard, neither of those coaches have heard back from the Lakers yet. So that other coach, Monty Williams, took a job with the Suns instead. So everyone's like, oh, that means Ty got it. We don't know that for sure. He probably does.
We found out why Magic Johnson left. Side talking. Hey, when you see people on email, just make sure you see the right people.
He wanted more fun in his life, and I don't blame him.
Hey, don't see. Hey. LeBron just released a video talking mess about like he needs to know why the president of the organization is leaving. I'm so confused.
Give him a heads up.
Dude, you need to give us a heads up when you only bring in 30 wins to the franchise, bro. What's up with that? Send me an email. What's up? Come on, man.
Maybe that should be our next talk.
What?
Off season. It should be a very interesting off season.
For somebody. You know,
there's a lot of free agents too. KD's a free agent. Klay Thompson's a free agent. Is Kawhi a free? I think Leonard's a free agent too.
I think he was sort of like he had an option out one on his contract when they traded him. So yeah, I mean he might stay at the Raptors if they do decent. It just Ben
Simmons want to be traded. This should be an interesting offseason.
Ben Simmons wants to leave?
He wants to go play LeBron so bad.
Oh.
So bad.
I just don't understand.
Even though I think Philly has a future. I don't think
Philly does have a future. They did the process of tanking for years to get a great team, and they got the great team now.
So immature.
They just got to get it together. Don't go where LeBron. Don't go where Tyronn Lue and LeBron and the Scrappy Boys. No, I'm mad they're bringing that to the Lakers. This is so sad. That's why.
Next.
Yeah, this is gonna move on to the next topic. And that will be Avengers Endgame. Oh, joy. To some people, right? To us, who I've rewatched a lot of these movies. I've done the comic books, you guys. I've done the comic book analysis.
We went to go see it premiere night.
Brenda, just stay back just a little bit. Just so you can see. You're so close. You're so close. Chill out. We went to see it premiere night.
I mean, it's not a good shot. It's not a good shot. We went to go see Avengers premiere night. This man almost fell asleep in the first hour.
I fell asleep a couple times. What does that say? Anyways, continue.
I mean, it was very slow. It was very slow. And not saying it was a bad movie. I liked it. I would watch it again. It was just very slow in the beginning. It was,
when I told Breeze I thought about it, because I thought about this movie a lot. As I thought about it for the 4th time, I decided that it had a very Iron Man 3-esque. If anyone remembers how Iron Man 3 went, it was a very slow pace. After the very beginning action scene where Iron Man's place was blown up, and he lost all his suits.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie was very slow paced. And it was because it was explaining stuff and blah. And I think this one followed the exact same formula because it was essentially about Iron Man. The whole movie's about Iron Man. It started off slow. It progressed to a little bit of action. A lot of action happened and then it was slow. slow.
It was
action.
Fine in the beginning until they killed Thanos.
Would you really say he was fine? Because you forget
No,
we were sitting in
beginning.
space for 15 minutes with him and Nebula just playing paper football.
Oh,
Bree's never even seen paper football before.
Shut up.
I'm laughing because we're laughing at the theater. Bree's like, I've never seen this game. I'm like, yo, it's paper football. But the beginning, like, this is going on for like the first 15, and then they all come to get him out of space. And
I was confused on Captain Marvel rescuing him because I didn't get that the end of Captain Marvel was the ending clip that we saw, her seeing them for the first time or them seeing her for the first time. I didn't realize that was her introduction for real into Marvel. Like, I thought that was like a clip of Endgame. I didn't realize the movie would start with them already knowing her and her just coming right into action. I didn't like that.
When I tell you, tons of confusion. But hey, let me tell you guys right now. Time travel. That's how all the plot holes are made, created, and solved, because this whole thing.
The theater went crazy.
Time travel.
When they hit 5 years,
5
everyone
years
in the theater.
So yeah, let's just give you guys a background. So 15 minutes of the movie is Nebula and Tony. And then they find Tony and Nebula lost in space after the battle with Thanos. And they say, let's go find Thanos. They find Thanos instantly.
Thanos.
They kill Thanos. He find out the Infinity Stones are just gone. And then we skip 5 years. This is 30. I almost fell asleep right there. I was like, oh.
And then it's an hour of,
because we had 2.5 more hours left of the movie at this point.
After the 5-year jump, it's an hour of them
figuring out life.
How each
after
person reacted to them feeling helpless for the last 5 years.
For half the world being eradicated. Finding out it wasn't just half the world. Thanos eradicated half of everything, everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was life after, all of the Avengers and their life after
that part
the eradication.
Was too long.
It was very long. I mean, Captain America he was a circle therapist. He pretty much had the AA meetings for
Second thing I don't
your purpose.
appreciate is Thor.
So yeah, it made Thor fat.
Now, that was funny at first.
Playing Fortnite.
But eventually, like, they could have made him
Even though I told Ray, I
Thor.
think it was a double shout out because Fortnite shouted them out for shout out to Thor mode. I had a great time playing that. Or Thanos mode.
I don't know any of this.
Thanos mode on Fortnite. It made Thor fat, as Bree said.
Terrible.
Black Widow becomes the head of.
She's Nick Fury.
She becomes the head of the Avengers, or what's left of it, because it's not much. The movie actually doesn't start with. Does it start? It actually doesn't start with Tony. Pause. It starts with Hawkeye and his family. So more slowness. Because I'm like, Hawkeye has a point in this movie before he becomes a murderer. He's after he gets. I don't want to recap the whole thing, but this is a non-spoiler review. But after Hawkeye gets house arrest, after he does a Civil War thing, he's with his family. They get Thanos, and he becomes a villain, essentially, that's killing villains.
It's based, like I said, it shows how everyone reacted to post-life, and Hawkeye became
wild.
a mass murderer.
This is wild. And the only reason I'm bringing it up is because him and Black Widow are tied together. So Black Widow becomes like Nick Fury. He becomes a villain after his family gets Thanos. And that's the reason why. So
Ant-Man, or like everyone thinks, the rat.
Well, Ant-Man's stuck. Everyone from his last movie, he's stuck in the quantum realm.
Right.
And he's stuck in there because the people he was with doing the experiment got Thanos.
I didn't realize the rat brought him back. Watching it the first time.
The rat did.
I saw the rat crawling around in the van, and then I saw him pop out of nowhere. But I thought he spent the last 5 years in the quantum trying to get out. I didn't realize the rat
turned on the machine that let him out. Yeah. Everyone made the meme. I mean, I noticed it, but I wasn't gonna make the meme and say, "Oh yeah, the rat's a superhero." Nah, it was just a funny part.
Like
of the
none
movie.
of it would have happened. The rat didn't do it.
Ant-Man's let out, and through him we find out that the quantum realm can manipulate time, essentially. He's only in there for 5 hours, while everyone's in there for 5 years. And with this, they bring this information to Tony in the science version of the Hulk, and they come up with a way to time travel through the quantum realm so they can get the Infinity Stones that were destroyed by Thanos and essentially snap everyone back to life. Now, there was great time paradox theories going on. They brought up Back to the Future. They brought up Hot Tub Time Machine. They brought up all these things of all these time construction theories. But in this particular movie, they had to get the Infinity Stones from the past, use them, and then put them back in the past, or else something else got messed up.
That's a lot of loophole because they still messed up a lot.
They messed up a lot in the past.
Nebula killing herself, that would have messed up.
Thor let Loki go, even though Loki's supposed to die in the future.
Loki disappearing is
with the Infinity Stone, but they went back in time twice for that.
Thor talking to his mom, a whole bunch of stuff.
Let's see.
That wasn't
tons, which means that maybe in Ree doesn't know this, but in the cinematic universe or comic books, that's how there are, like I said, there are tons of comic book timelines. Like I said, the 616, which is like the Ultimate Universe. They probably got split up. They're probably going to explain some of this stuff. Maybe it gets
too deep.
But a lot of stuff went a weary when they're time travel.
The movies took off for me,
including Thanos finding out about their time travel in the past and then traveling back to the future.
Also, I guess Black Widow dying would have been a loophole too.
That is a big loophole. She died in the past.
Oh, I didn't think
which
about
means
that.
which means the Soul Stone, which means she's technically in the Soul Stone that Thanos used of the future.
I never thought about that.
Well, I'm still confused on how the Thanos from the past can go to the future and get destroyed, and then that means that he never did the stuff from the past, which means that there's a whole other timeline where Thanos never did anything. But this is time travel, guys. This is why the Flash gets confusing. This is why all things that can involve time travel can kind of get
The movie took off for
bonkers.
me when Hulk snapped his fingers, and then he opens his eyes, and then Thanos blows up.
Well, that's when it was slow up to that point, and then here comes.
It's like everything woke up, and it was like, oh, okay, now that.
Before that, when they were gathering the Infinity Stones,
the time
travel was a throwback to all the previous movies. They went to all past scenes and past parts. Captain America fought himself, and it was, the theater loved that. So that was a throwback to all the people who are fans who remember everything from the other movies.
It was like an ode to all the previous movies. You can tell it was the last movie because it was.
It was great. It was memorable. People who were fans teared up a little bit. I kind of teared up a little bit. It was a lot of memories and feelings and emotions. And then, like Bree said, they bring everyone back who were Thanos, and then the action because the Thanos from the past, like I said, he's tracking them through Nebula. The Nebula of the past and the Nebula of the future were linked.
Gamora is also another loophole. Did she disappear with Thanos? I don't think they showed her disappearing with Thanos.
See, I talked to people at work about it, and they were saying that they couldn't find, but the whole Guardians of the Galaxy next movie is them looking for that, that Gamora just disappeared.
That's a rumor. There's two theories.
I don't know.
That the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie is about them finding Gamora. The other theory is about them building a new Asgard, since Thor is now part of Guardians of the Galaxy.
I mean, yeah.
Which brings us to the wrap up. Thor is part of Guardians of the Galaxy, which I love that.
Iron Man died. He's the one who did the final snap. Thor did the snap to bring back the heroes, but Iron Man did the final snap
to get rid of
just put everything back together.
Yeah.
Essentially. And
I hate how they kept making it seem like, oh, this is the moment Captain America's gonna die. Oh, this is the moment right here. And it's just I didn't
gave a lot of force because for a lot of the movie, Iron Man was removed. Honestly, they did the beginning part. And then he quit, honestly, after they killed Thor, and then he found out.
He make his baby, which is gonna be the future Iron Man.
After they found out that they couldn't do anything again, he literally quit. Him and Captain America fought, and then he essentially quit the Avengers. And like Bree said, he went to live his life. He made a kid. Him and Pepper got married. He trying the best to bring the world back into peace after half the world was eradicated, but. For the most part, he wasn't really down with them. He didn't want to do the time travel thing at first until he figured it out literally instantly because he's Iron Man. That's why he's my favorite.
Spider-Man's his trigger, which is weird.
Yeah, he did. Like I said, they did make him and Spider-Man have a real deep relationship in this movie. Even when Spider-Man came
That's
back,
the reason why he decided to time.
He had a whole kid, but he's just like, he did tell Pepper like, I had like another kid, and it's like he's talking about Spider-Man. Like it's, but they did, they did come back. Like Bree said, when they came back, when Hulk brought everyone back, the movie did jumpstart. I think I woke up because I did fall asleep during some of the other parts. Like not for a whole bunch, but she did tell me a whole scene. What scene did she tell me?
I don't remember.
But they brought back all the heroes. It was great. It was a great action scene. It ended. We're just all looking forward to the next stuff, I guess. Phase
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the next Spider-Man movie.
Spider-Man's the next one up, coming out in July.
Yeah.
Will there be another Ant-Man?
Most likely. Those are always the funny
They
ones.
haven't even started writing Black Panther yet. Black Panther 2.
But it's coming. Like there's been scheduled releases for the next couple things.
Disney Plus is coming out in the fall, which will have TV shows for the other characters. Like, is he Falcon or Captain America now?
But I say it's weird because they gave out the TV show that's pretty much saying there's gonna be Falcon and Bucky or what's White Wolf and Falcon, but then at the end of the movie, Captain America, who goes back in time to when he's the one that ends up going back in time to put the Infinity Stones back where they're supposed to, and then he stays back in time and marries his love, and pretty much him and Tony do the same exact thing. They stay back, they make kids, and then they retire.
Made kids.
I'm pretty sure him and homegirl.
They actually didn't even show if he got married.
He had a ring on.
He did?
I didn't notice it. Yeah, old guy had the ring on. He got married. He married her, and when Falcon asked him about it, he was like,
that's a loophole.
I don't got to tell you about it. But he ends up giving Falcon the shield, and shit, he's the new Cap. Even though I think in actual chronological order, it's supposed to go to Bucky and then Falcon. But hey.
But that was Bucky telling him, like, you go.
Yeah, no, Bucky gave him the go-ahead. He said, yo, bro, you got it. Word.
So they're having a show coming out, which I'm definitely watching in the fall. And then I don't think I'll watch.
It's all going to be on Google Plus or Disney Plus, y'all.
Scarlet Witch.
She came through.
I don't know if I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I'm just not interested.
They got to bring back Vision, I guess.
Black Widow has a movie coming out about
which
her
is
past.
Got to be a pass because she died in this movie. Or she's stuck in the Soul Stone. That's one of the theories. She's stuck in the Soul. Everyone who died in that bridge is technically
Loki
stuck in the Soul
has a TV show as well.
Those
are 3 shows about Loki.
Which that made sense when he time traveled after he died. Guys.
I think it's gonna be a past TV show.
It's a great movie. I don't think I can watch it. I've watched the first Endgame or the first Infinity Wars a couple times. I don't think I can watch it. That's one's long and it's just too much on that.
I would start it when they start time traveling.
Oh my god.
I will watch them kill Thanos again in the beginning, and then I would start it when Ant-Man shows up.
But I'm definitely in. I'm kind. Shout out to Tony Stark. Shout out to Robert Downey Jr. Like I say, he really did. It ended with him saying Iron Man, and everything came back. That's literally like the start
tribute at
of
the
the world.
end was beautiful.
The hammer sound. It was great. He's out. His contract's up, but he did it. It was great. He was that was my favorite character of all. He wasn't like in the beginning of my comic book days, was the Marvel Cinematic Universe. All Iron Man, great movies, great actor,
Thor's
great
my
choice,
favorite character.
all that. Well, Thor but he's still in there. And Thor, honestly,
so
the trailer they were showing for our boy, he's doing Men in Black too. He's just about to be an international space ranger. International Men in Black, Guardian of the Galaxy Thor. He's just the guy. So yeah. Anyways, let's go back in time, all right? Let's go back in time to a time where it was dragons and stuff. Dragons and swords and knights. Now we got to bring y'all up to date, or bring ourselves up to date with this thing called Games of Thrones. The GOTs. Man, similar to the game, the Marvel Avenger Endgame joint. Our last season has started slow. It started super slow.
I liked the first episode.
The first episode was cool, but the second episode was just like the first episode. It was just as much talky, lovey.
The first episode,
rescue my sister from the boat.
Basically took all 8 seasons and tied all loose ends together. This is the end. Let's tie all these loose ends together and then move forward. And that's what episode 2 did. Episode 2 was, okay, all the loose ends are tied. Let's move on to what's our problem first. and deal with everything else later. Episode 2 was very slow. It was very slow, but to be honest with you, episode 3 was slow too.
It was slow in what it did because it wasn't a complex. It was just the same thing the entire time.
It was supposed to be the longest episode of the season, and I think that's what disappointed me the most. It's just like it's an hour and a half
of darkness, blood and gore,
it's an
and
hour
death.
and 15 of what he said. Like only 15 minutes of it was actual content that would move on to the rest of the season, like Arya and the Night King. And honestly, I can't think of anything else in the beginning of the episode that really matters.
The lighting of the swords. That was cool.
Who knew she would come back and be a key player of
She said it. She said it.
That was
all the little foreshadows. So you remember we watched the recap at the end? She said when they did like all the little recaps.
Lots of foreshadow.
I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna die in this strange country. And
Lots of foreshadow.
She gave Arya all the, you're gonna close the brown eyes and the other eye, the green eyes.
The
and
directors
the blue eyes.
actually said after the episode that they knew when writing it 3 years ago that Arya was going to be the one to kill the Night King, and that's when the foreshadow of her when she first met Arya said, "You're going to kill brown eyes, green eyes, blue eyes." So in that moment, they knew Arya's going to be the one to kill the Night King. We just got to write it that way. That was one foreshadow. There was one more. Oh, John. Her by the tree.
I told Brie about
John
that one.
Is like,
when he snuck up on her.
How'd you sneak up on me like that? That
it was the exact spot,
too.
bro. The exact spot the Night King was standing.
That's
He's
true.
like, Brandon. Ugh! Like, yo, it.
The biggest disappointment to me was the dragon fight.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to say it's so much like the Avengers movie because for real, it was. Some people will say it's the greatest. I don't know why I feel like it just wasn't. Like Bree said, the dragon fight
wasn't as epic.
Like for the most part, they were waiting. They didn't know where the Night King was, and then because he was being strategic, he knew that they were waiting. So he wanted his soldiers to overtake theirs to where they would have to help, and then he would intervene and go kill Bran.
I agree. The best part of the episode though was when the Night King, he didn't like you're mad he didn't do much, but that part with him raising. And John knew what he was about to do, raising the dead. Like, that basically made the whole first hour was a waste because everyone they killed, he brought right back up.
It made everything hopeless. I will say that.
Yes.
It made the whole audience, it made the people in the show feel the feeling of despair because literally they were making results. A lot of people died in the process, and then the Night King literally raises not only the people they just killed, but the people that were just helping them who just died. And not only that, because what I thought was wild too was the people who were in the crypts, who were supposed to be safe, he raised them to the people who, the dead Starks of the past. I didn't know that that's how it worked either. But it made sense. People that Nightwalkers had killed, he can raise them. That's when I saw that.
Nightwalkers, not like dead people that he had never seen before.
He has a radius effect, so wherever he is, a certain range is amount of dead people. Because that was wild. Because
people. They just brought up something. So how do you know, like in surrounding towns of like people that didn't come, like people that were dead out there,
I mean, it is a possibility. We don't know how far his range goes, but that's where I saw. I was like, he has range.
Episode 4 has to basically explain everything that happened.
It has to, because there's so many. Nothing got to explain. Like nothing. Okay, the dragon glass that Arya used killed him, but the fire, Daenerys came up right in his face.
He's Targaryen.
It say that's when me and Brie came to clue because he came up right. She came up right in his face with was it Drago? And burned, like fire blasted him straight up. And he literally looked at her like, ha ha. I was actually mentioning that to Bree when they were up in the sky. I'm like, they're doing the dragon fight and they're like, he's shooting them with fire. I'm like, they're all like, the dragons are fireproof. Daenerys is fireproof. And since John is Targaryen, he's fireproof too. So why is he shooting fire? Then we find out Homeboy's fireproof as well. So they're just having a wonderful, pointless fight. Yeah, me and Brie think he's definitely a Targaryen.
When they kept showing flashbacks of the Night King, he didn't have like blonde hair like Daenerys, but he had like a dirty beach blonde.
Which is why
maybe he's mixed with something.
Me and Brie think that he was mixed. I said that he might still be Stark, and he might be like the original Stark / Targaryen. because that's why he has the same ability as Bran, which is like the animalistic, whatever it is, the ability to control stuff. And then he's also has the fire dragon controlling ability to Targaryens.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's like maybe a cousin or something.
They got some explaining to do.
They got too
and him
much
and Bran are tied
explaining
together somehow, some way.
The Stark bloodline. That's what I'm trying to say.
May not be the Night King, but it's something deeper.
I thought Bran was the Night King, but now I'm starting to think he might just be a relative of them, and that's why they have a connection as well.
Something.
So, also, me and Bree have some hot takes about this next king. Hey, I'm saying, or we've already said, I think.
Theories. First of all,
that the next.
Who's gonna kill Cersei?
I'm saying it's Arya.
I have a theory. So Cersei in episode 5 is gonna kill Daenerys. Daenerys is gonna die.
We've said a lot
in episode 5. Dragon, whatever her dragon's name is gonna die as well. We didn't see Jon's dragon die on screen.
During the fight with the Night King, he got injured and he just kind of flew away. And Daenerys the dragon Drago got injured as well. He didn't get injured by the dragon fight. He got injured by the soldiers, the Nightwalker soldiers.
But he came back.
He did come back. And
I thought he was dead.
Helped Daenerys. Oh, God.
So if he's not dead, we didn't see him die on screen, so he's not dead. I don't think Jon's dragon.
We think Jon's dragon gonna come back
again,
like Charizard did in that one
her,
Pokemon movie.
Daenerys and her dragon are gonna die, and all hope is gonna be lost again in episode 5. And then Jon's dragon's gonna come back, and him and Jon are gonna save the day.
You haven't seen that Pokemon movie? I'm gonna show it to you.
And then Jaime's gonna die somehow, and Arya. Jaime's gonna die. Arya is gonna wear his mask and get close to Cersei.
She gotta be with Bree gotta be with one of them.
Brie Larson.
Yeah.
That's Brienne.
Brienne's gotta be with one of them. I think Homeboy deserves it. We just found out his name. Tormund, yeah, he deserves it, but she wants Jaime so bad. I think if Jaime does die, the Homeboy's gonna end up with her, as it should go.
Bree will live, and Bree will be like the head of the knights for King's Landing at the end of this. But Arya is gonna dress as Jaime in his mask, and she's gonna kill Cersei. Or Jaime may just kill Cersei himself.
I mean, he's mindlessly killed so many people. I don't know why he wouldn't.
After what he went through in the war, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, his sister turned his back on him, I wouldn't be surprised. Or
turn his back? She threatened in the last episode. She threatened him with her big.
Which also reminds us, Tyrion could also do the last kill as well.
Tyrion just wanted to fight so bad, but then him and Sansa just stayed in that crypt and just looked at each other like we were once married.
I don't care who's on the throne. She
said, "You were the best husband I've had."
I don't care who's on the throne at the end. It better not be Sansa.
It's not going to be Sansa. We already talked about it. It's going to be Lil Baratheon, man. He's a G. We not going to talk about why he's the G, but he's the G on the show.
He thinks Gendry is going to be king at the end.
Because he's the man for all the unseen
Which
reasons.
will tie back to the very first episode. Technically, Robert Baratheon was the last king.
He's the technical heir.
Gendry is the technical heir.
Yeah.
But if you go back even further, Jon is technically the heir. So it's like...
It's a bunch of technical... But everyone thinks Jon's going to die. That's what I'm just like. If Jon dies...
Jon's not dying.
She doesn't want... No one wants Jon to die, but if he does...
If Jon dies, I wasted my time watching the show.
I would say that. I mean, there's a lot of darkness in this episode. Everyone complained about the darkness. It was dark. Bree was trying to turn up the brightness on the TV. That's real. We were trying to turn up the brightness on the TV. It was so dark. It was like, yo, it don't go any brighter. This is a dark episode. But hey.
Halfway through the season, got a whole other half. I think the rest of them are not supposed to be as long as episode 3. So
But it's
we'll see how the rest of the season goes.
Got a lot of explaining to do. I think, like I said, the author, apparently, the author of the actual books, he's changing how he's writing his story now because this story done became so epic and crazy. People don't even watch the show, watching the show.
They're making another show on HBO to go back even further.
Oh yeah, they're doing the same thing Marvel doing. Prequels. Once you end this epic story, you gotta prequel it up, baby.
But I guess none of the original characters will be in those prequels, so
just the young versions though.
Maybe like the young version of Ned and Robert.
Yeah, exactly. They probably keep those actors on.
Those kids probably none of them will be in it. But
yep.
It's been fun.
Yep, it's been fun. But yes,
it's been a week.
It's a good wrap up, guys. Like I said, the house video will be coming soon. We're still putting stuff together, but we are out here. We are located. We are thankful for the blessings.
I thought you were gonna say
no.
I was like,
I know better than that. Anyway, we will y'all will hear from us personally where we live. I'm not gonna tell you the internet, but yes, we are thankful for the blessings that we have received, and we're also thankful for the blessing of life. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you comment, share. Let us know your NBA predictions. Let us know how you felt about the Endgame. Let us know
Game of Thrones.
How you feel about Arya finally ending the White Walkers. Or
will she do the same to Cersei?
Will she let Cersei
or
have the end of the damn wedding cake?
Will it be somebody else?
Will it be someone else? I'm most of my bets on Arya. Arya seems like she can't do no wrong at this point. We watched a clip recap of Arya was prepared. She's prepared. She's ready for this. Y'all let us know.
It's time to go.
Word, it's time to feed baby.
Saying wrap this up.
So we have baby videos coming soon as well. So you guys let us know.
Controlling my life.
It's gonna control our lives for sure. Y'all let us know. Be safe out here, fam. Much love. We'll see y'all next time.